I finally found some time to just sit down to update some of you that are on my social media page here called the Women's Church. Just to update you, I've officially retired from my church because I've reached the age of 62. And one of the good things is that without having to go to work and put on clothes and dye your hair almost every day to look youthful, because unfortunately today's economy is that you must look 20 years old at all times. So it's great because I can just let my hair grow out, and I'm really looking forward to being gray. I admire some of the women in our church that look so beautiful with their gray or white hair. And it's not so much the physical as well as their spiritual disposition. They're obviously women who have been with the Lord, who've gone through a lot in life, and there's something about them, there's an aura about them, there's a peace about them which I admire greatly. So I'm now coming into that kind of age, and I hope I can emulate the kind of life that has known God, So I have a good few years, I think, ahead of me, and I look forward to the new assignments that God is going to lead me to. It wasn't very easy, the years leading up to my retirement age. It was a very time of uncertainty, and my church was going through a lot of transitions. So I had to go through that journey, and I think the Lord was also, showing me to trust in Him and just to lay down my doubts. My doubts, I think, I don't know, maybe I'll just share as a testimony, was questions like, Lord, is this it? I mean, after 32 years in service and 10 years as staff, is this it? Shall I just sit home and watch Netflix, or do you have a calling on my life to net men, so Netflix or net men? So it was really a time of uncertainty and doubts. So I'm just being very honest and real to you. And most of the questions are really to God to see, is this it? I finished my ministry, and of course the truth is, maybe you can identify with me that if you are a very loyal type of person, faithful and loyal, these are not easy journeys, where you give your whole life to a cause. It's not something that you can just say, oh, thank goodness this is over, now I'm free. It's not, because I think those who know, who are dedicated, devoted, and loyal will know that it's not easy to wait for the next assignment from God. So I went through that for almost 18 months. It wasn't very easy. It started with my ministries being closed down or changed. I was doing less and less. So these are things that you can also identify with the corporate world outside, where I've had a lot of friends who are in HR, and they share with me, how the whole system works. So I suppose we are working in the world too. I mean, even though we are in a way of the kingdom of God, but the systems are sometimes very much directed by the world. So I went through all that, but I'm so glad now that the Lord came through. I mean, I'm not supposed to sit at home and watch Netflix. I have still stuff that I can be used by Him for, and so I'm sure you've seen what I've done. I felt led to carry on with my empowerment of women, especially God's women, and so I've started this Facebook group called the Women's Church. And because I know the needs of women. We're living in an internet age. It's really busy. It's very hard to even sometimes meet face to face. But if I can design something that we can connect anytime, anywhere, on a daily basis, on the go, on your mobile devices, I think God sees our hearts as well, because you can go to church and still be not engaged, just doing it as a duty, and God sees that. Or you can be busy on your MRT or sometimes in your lunch break to open up a word, a teaching on internet, or to look at encouragement, or even to email a friend in ministry. So God sees all that. So I'm looking at how to be relevant in today's time, and I think starting a social media church, which I think is something that is valid. It's been done, but probably not here in Singapore, and so we shall see. And so I want to thank all of you who are here and following me. Thank you very much for just supporting me and championing me as I try and experiment if this is the way to connect with God's people all over the world. And as every startup, things take time to build up, but I'm so grateful and so honored and so privileged to know there are more than 40 something of you here, and that's a huge sign. I mean, I think altogether with my other avenues and emails, I think we're hitting at least 80 people. So that's an amazing number to start fellowshipping, even in this digital world. So thank you. And I'm going to start today. I promised I'm going to give you the successful habits, the 5 successful habits, the 5 E's to live successfully. And I found that even Jesus, we can learn from Jesus because he used these 5 E's every day in his life. So I hope you enjoy the teaching. So see you in the next video. Bye. Hi again. I wanted to carry on with my first sharing that the Lord did escalate. I mean, as soon as my birthday came, which was 21st of March, and I'm officially retired by Ministry of Manpower, MOM's standard or requirements, the Lord actually just brought me to Sweden. He just opened up a huge door to meet and to share my sort of principles of living to about 60 women, and it was so exciting. And then after that, I went over to UK to travel around, go and visit my childhood places. So that was really amazing to go back where I grew up, and I had a wonderful time in England, and I'm still very much a European at heart, and I felt very much at home there, and God's favor just fell upon me everywhere I go. So I'm very much advocate this ethos that we must have, this attitude that we must have, this spiritual disposition that we must have, which is to bring and practice the presence of God. Because when we do that, when we're conscious of being a vessel for that presence, you just see the atmosphere change. You just see people start smiling and treating you with amazing respect. And I just knew it's not me, but it is really the Lord. So I just wanted to show you some pictures from my Instagram account. So let's see this one, if we can do it. All right, so this was me in Sweden, and we just had a pose with my talk, which I gave to Swedish business women, and they were wonderful. So I have now 29 of them doing my mentorship, and that means I can just share the kingdom values with them in a very winsome way. So I'm very, very excited about that. So let me just see whether I can just do this. It's like inverted, and then oops, oh yeah, I brought some of the Chinatown gifts for them, and they were very excited. Oh, I wanted to show you this picture because I'm very conscious that wherever I go I bring the nation of Singapore. So I just bring my Singapore flag wherever I go, just to say we are the Antioch, right? So so I'm very proud to come from Singapore, and definitely the Singapore brand is very much respected wherever I go. Every time I say Singapore, they know all about it. They know about our success. So why not use this opportunity to use it for God's glory? So that was one thing the Lord did immediately. And so I don't have to doubt whether He was going to give me a new assignment. He did. And so I've been away for about a month. I just came back. It was just truly wonderful. And in a few days, this weekend, today's Friday, so in 2 days I'll be in Bangkok again, bringing the presence of God to 1,400 Marines, all men in uniform. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then in May I'll be in Hawaii. So wow, I mean, this is fantastic. This is what I wanted. I asked the Lord, send me out. You know, I'm free now and I can just do whatever you want me to do. So I thank God for that. So that's what I've been doing in the last month or so. So I just came back, and now the next video will be the 5 E's. Okay, so catch you there.